Welcome to the 30-point checklist for units. I'm Jerry Lahane. I'm the Field Support Coordinator.
And I'm Lynn Petrovsky, Field Support Coordinator.
The 30-point checklist is a tool that was developed by New York State PTA to assist all units in getting their documents together for to make the beginning of your year better. PTA basics. We have read our bylaws. Our current bylaws expiration date is blank. The expiration date is located on the front page of the bylaws. If a copy of your bylaws are needed, contact the Region Bylaws Chair to have a copy emailed to you. The email address of the Region Bylaws Chair are found in the New York State PTA website, www.nyspta.org. Go to the Leaders tab. Leaders tab, and then Bylaws and Procedures. And then scroll down on this page and you will see a listing of all the bylaws chairs by region. You just click on their email address and you'll get an email that you can send out. And just when you send out your email, please put in their unit code and your unit name, either in the subject or in the body of the bylaw of the email, so the bylaws chairman knows who they're sending this back to, so that they can look up the proper bylaws for you. We have paid our insurance invoice on, and we have received our insurance certificate. Insurance invoices are emailed to the president by AIM in April, and the insurance certificates are emailed to the president by AIM in July. You should contact AIM at 800-876-4044 if your unit has not received the invoice or has not yet received the insurance certificate. We have updated our officers' contact information on Member Hub. Officer information must be entered by a current officer. The region director can also enter your information. We have a calendar of meetings and events. Our meetings are planned and an agenda is prepared and shared. A PDF copy of the agenda can be emailed out to members prior to the meeting. Paper copies should be available at the meeting. We hold our annual meeting as per our bylaws in the month of blank. Our secretary establishes a quorum of blank members before members present before a vote takes place. Motions are recorded and seconded before the discussion takes place. We use Robert's Rules of Order, newly revised. The President's Guide continued. New addition to the bylaws in 2021. If a live in-person meeting cannot be held, members of the association may participate in and act in any meeting of the association by conference call, teleconference, or other electronic media, where all participating in the meeting can communicate with each other at the same time as permitted by applicable law. Participation in such a meeting shall constitute attendance and presence in person at the meeting. Any voting that must take place should be on a platform that allows for all association members to participate. You muted.
Sorry about that. The PTA Board. Our secretary records the minutes and presents them for approval at the next meeting. If the meeting will be held virtually, the secretary shall email a PDF copy of the meeting minutes to each member before the meeting. Please make sure that it has a watermark that states that it's a draft. If it's a meeting of the association, then it will be presented at the following meeting of the association. And if it's an exec meeting, it will be held at the following, it will be presented at the next exec meeting. Our committees submit a plan of work. This is a plan that outlines what is to be done, who will complete the tasks, and what do you expect to be the outcome of the committee work. We have a sample plan of work of a membership committee. You can see the initiative, the tasks to be completed, the person or persons that are responsible for completing the task, the outcome, and the status. Whatever you choose, please make sure that it is measurable so that you know if you have exceeded your goal, if you have not met your goal, and this way you know how to improve for the future. Finance and insurance. We have adopted a balanced budget by vote of our membership. Amendments to the budget are approved by a vote of our membership. Our fundraisers are planned to support our programs, activities, and leadership training. We follow the 3-to-1 rule of 3 planned programs for every 1 fundraising activity. Our checks are signed by 2 authorized PTA signatories. Signatories are approved by the executive committee. Our treasurer presents an activity report and a budget report at each meeting. Monthly bank statements are reconciled and signed by a reviewer who is not an approved account signatory. The review is recorded in the meeting minutes. The minutes should state that the books are either found in order or what the issue is. Financial software does not qualify as this requirement. We have an annual audit with a signed report given at the first meeting of the succeeding school year. Please note that insurance claims made to aim for embezzlement, robbery, or theft will be denied if the reconciliations and the audit are not completed.
Finance and insurance continue. We have filed our IRS Form 990 for the fiscal year ending in June 30th. New York State PTA has contracted with File 990 to provide a free, fast, easy, and safe way to e-file your 990N form and 990 EZ form. This new program also allows New York State PTA to receive information to assist units in keeping current with the IRS requirements. You should look to file your 990 after you do your audit. And actually, since July 1st, the program is active. So when your audit is done, you can just go in and file your 990. The 990 program also sends to the president an email every week until you file, to keep reminding you that this is due. We refer to the play, pause, stop list for insurance recommendations when planning our activities. We have a membership goal of blank. The membership goal is set by New York State PTA, and it is located on the Member Hub, in the unit data link on the admin console. Our dues to become a member are blank. The dues amount that each member pays is located in your bylaws. A total of $4 per member is remitted to New York State PTA. We maintain a roster of our members. An Excel spreadsheet with the names of the current year members can be exported from Member Hub. Bylaws, procedures, nominations, and elections. We have approved procedures for officers and committees. There are sample procedures in the resource guide, section 7, to assist your PTA in writing your procedures. Examples of items that need to be included in your financial procedures. Committees need to be aware of their budget. Expenses not in the budget or expenses that may go over the budgeted amount will need prior approval from the president and an amendment to the budget. the use of vouchers to accompany invoices and receipts, a deadline for a submission of receipts for expenses after an event. For example, you would say receipts must be received within 30 days of an event. Unless there is an extenuating circumstance, the company didn't send you the bill for a long time, you just notify the president and the officers that it will be coming in. Decide whether the PTA will or will not allow expenses to cross over into the next fiscal year. The use of the tax-exempt purchase certificate for PTA purchases and for paying for these purchases with a PTA check. Some vendors and stores will not accept a personal credit card as a form of payment with the tax-exempt form. And you should decide whether the PTA will or will not reimburse a member for sales tax if the sales tax exempt form is not used. There is no New York State PTA regulation that forbids the PTA for reimbursing their members for sales tax paid on the behalf of the PTA. We follow our bylaws for the makeup of our elected nominating committee. Our vote for new officers takes place in the month of blank. We accept nominations from the floor as per our bylaws.
PTA Advocacy. We include advocacy efforts in our annual plans. You can go to the New York State PTA website at www.nyspta.org. And you would go to the Advocacy tab for tools, resolutions, and position papers. There is also an advocacy section of the resource guide, which is section 8 for more information. We inform our members of the positions of New York State PTA found in the Where We Stand document. And again, you would go to the New York State PTA website, www.nyspta.org. You click on the Advocacy tab, Advocacy Tools, and Where We Stand. You can find all of our positions in the Where We Stand. As a matter of fact, did you know that PTA advocated for raising the minimum age of tobacco and other nicotine delivery systems? And did you know that PTA advocated for parents on shared decision-making committees and school counselors in the secondary schools? And did you know that PTA advocated against toxic art supplies? You can find that and so much more in the Where We Stand. School and community. We support student success by promoting the national standards for the family school partnerships. The standards are found on the National PTA website at this link, www.pta.org/home/runyourpta/national standards for family school partnerships. And we seek to partner with our teachers, principal, school board members, and community. We could go to the next slide. Programs, awards, and recognitions. As we stated earlier, we follow the 3-to-1 rule of 3 planned programs for every 1 fundraising activity. Remember, PTA is not a fundraising organization. We have a New York State PTA Pick a Reading Partner Program, otherwise known as PARP. Information for PARP is on the website that you can see on the screen right now. We participate in the National PTA Reflections Art Program. Information for the reflections is at myspta.org/home/programs/reflections. And you can see that on your screen. And you can see the reflections theme for the 2021-2022 school year is I will change the world by. So get that out to your units and hopefully we'll have a lot of participation. That is a great thing. We recognize our members and partners with New York State PTA and National PTA Awards. Information for the state and national awards can be found on their websites. You could also contact your region director for any available region awards that are offered. You can see the awards and recognition page. We have some presentations on there. We explain what the awards are. And you should always recognize your members for a job well done. So for any questions, you can either contact Jerry Lehane or myself, Lynn Petrovsky, but please know that your first point of contact should be your region director. Now, if you don't know who your region director is, you could go onto the New York State PTA website, nyspta.org. You would click on About Us, click Contacts, and then region directors. And you could send an email directly from there. It would be About Us, Contacts, region directors, and if you scroll down, you can see the names and the locations of all the region directors. So you look for your region, and then you could click on the region director's name, and you could send them an email directly. And be sure to put your unit code and the name of your unit in the subject line. It's a lot easier to keep track of all of you. And if there are any questions, you could put them in the chat, or like I said, reach out to your region director or to Jerry or myself. And thank you so much for joining us.
And the state will be putting the presentation up on their website probably the next few days or a week. Thank you very much for joining us.